Thanks for joining us today here at Hodge Podge. We're doing Jack Skellington Cake Pops using the leftover mud cake from our coffins that we did in an earlier video. I'll put a link below if you haven't seen our lovely mud cake coffins. What we're going to do is we're going to break up the leftover mud cake in the food processor. You can do it by hand if you want, but mud cake is a little bit squishier, so it doesn't crumble like just regular old sponge cake. So I use my food processor and I'm going to blitz it until it's nice and crummy consistency. What we're going to do for our bonding agent, for something a little bit different, instead of using icing or cake mix or frosting or whatever it is, I'm actually going to use Nutella. Now, it's just, I mean, seriously, why would anyone not do this already? It's absolutely delicious. I tell you what, working Nutella through a mud cake will give your arms one almighty workout. But now that we're done mixing it through, it's time to get on to balling our cake pops. So this is the part where you get your hands really dirty. Pulling out about a tablespoon, giving it a big mix in your hand, round and round and round she goes until you're happy with the ball shape, and then you pop it down on the plate and you start all over again. And I'll tell you what, it will get under your nails. So if you want to wear gloves, be my guest, I didn't think of it beforehand. Otherwise, just a good scrubbing after finishing. So doing it again until you have used up all the mixture and made as many balls as you want or need. Then they're going to go into the fridge, leave them to set for 15 minutes, I suppose. Anytime, really. You can leave them in there as long as you want. If you want to make the balls the day before, go for it. So at least 15 minutes in the fridge so that they can get nice and hard before we go on to sticking the sticks in. Now I'm going to use some melted white chocolate and my lollipop sticks. They're Wilton brand lollipop sticks I've just picked up at Spotlight. I'm pretty sure they sell them almost everywhere now. So as you can see, putting a bit of melted chocolate, I've really got to look into the focus on this camera, but just sticking it into the cake pops. Give it a little twist as you stick it in there, and don't go all the way through obviously, but a good distance into your cake pops. While I'm sticking sticks into my cake pops, don't forget to subscribe to us here at Hodge Podge Australia. We do have 2 videos up weekly. I do try to keep it current for what's going on in the world, but if you have any ideas or suggestions or things you'd like to see, please hit me up in the comments below and I will do my best to try and come up with something that can be created for your idea. Now let's put our cake pops back in the fridge. We're going to let that set again for about another 15 minutes. Then we're going to come back with even more chocolate that's nice and melted in the microwave, and it's time to start dipping our cake pops. Now as you can see, I have made a cake pop board for my Jack Skellington Cake Pops. You will recognise it, or you may not recognise it, from a previous video I did on how to decorate a cake pop board. So if you don't know how to do it or would like to watch the video again, the link is in the description below. So click on that and have a watch. It's super easy. It takes a little bit of time while you're letting glue dry, but it's worth it because it's really decorative and it's nicer than just having it in just plain old white styrofoam. So as you can see, I've stuck the cake pops into the white chocolate, let the excess drip off. The first couple are always a little bit messy, so forgive me, but they get better as I go along. And they will for you as well. The first couple you find your rhythm and the swirling and the twisting and the knocking and all that sort of stuff. Working out the kinks. So let's dip our cake pops into our white chocolate until they're all covered, and then we're going to let them sit and set. You don't need to put chocolate back in the fridge to let it set. It will just set back at room temperature, so you can leave these out on the bench to set. Now you can see I've started my faces, but to show you how I'm doing them, now that we're all nice and set, I have an edible marker from Americolor, and my big hands always get in the way, so you can never see what's going on no matter how I try to position this thing. But I'm sure you know how to draw some big eyes that are a little bit off-center and they face out from each other, filling them in, a couple of little nostrils, and then you can just be creative with the face you want to put on. So there you can see my eyes and my nose, and you'll actually get to see me draw the face on. So just a little bit of a swirly line. And then Jack Skellington has the lines through his mouth like stitch marks from someone, I guess, closing his mouth up. I'm not really sure if he's supposed to be a toy or not. Anyway, but he has the lines through his face like it's stapled. So pop the lines in, be creative, do some smiley faces, some frowny faces, some angry faces, some upset faces. You can be as creative as you want, but let's get our Jack Skellington faces done, and then we can decorate him with a little bit of ribbon just to finish him off. You could leave your Jack Skellingtons like this all decorated if you like, but I think they just need just that little bit extra. There's our face all nice and close up. I have some Halloween ribbon here saying "Boo" with ghosts on it just to decorate our cake pop sticks, because they do need just a little bit of extra something just to finish them off. You can tie them in a bow around and around. It does take some time, it's a little bit fiddly because obviously the bow is quite short. Or you can just twist it around once, maybe put a knot in it and slide it up to the top. It's really decorative, it really finishes them off and makes them complete for your Jack Skellington Cake Pops. There you can see them there. I think these have come out really super cute for a Halloween cake pop. I think you'll love them, and I think your kids will love them, especially with that Nutella in the middle. So give them a try, and don't forget to subscribe to us here at Hodge Podge Australia.